Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the market close. We got a red day again, but on the bright side, I think we have some recovery in sight this week. Most of our red happened this morning, and we'll look at the charts here in a moment. When we moved up, we will definitely. What the heck am I saying? So yeah, most of our red was in the morning, but then we moved up. So yeah, pretty good nonetheless. But it's good to be here. It's good to have a Monday and getting it under our belt. And quite literally, guys, I don't want to say there's a chance we could get into the green before close. I don't think there is, but I think we'll definitely get closer. We'll get closer to it for sure. But we're going to take a look at all of that here in a moment. Before I get to the market, I want to very quickly touch on Blossom because Blossom's having their March Madness this month, and that March Madness, it's a thing with the ambassadors. So the more people we bring over, we get points for each of them. And I'm in the little team division, so I'm with all the little guys, and I think we can win. So far, right now, number one in my division has 8 points. 8 points. So we are moving up. Right now, we are currently in 5th place. I think we've got 4 points. So we just need, they're probably still going to add more, but let's just, if you have not yet signed up for Blossom, do me a solid, please do. Even if it's just a matter of signing up and checking it out and leaving, I'm okay with. I mean, I don't think you should do that because obviously I think there's some value there. Let me drop this in for you. All right. Oh, funny story, guys. So every so often over on the YouTube, I like to go through and look at the comments that go, I call it YouTube jail. So they're comments that, like if you put a stock ticker in there and put the dot in there, it thinks it's a web address and it might send you over there. I go over there every so often to clean that out, and I will usually just approve those and send them back over. But I had one person over there cursing up a storm because they wanted me to get immediately to the market information and not talk about some contest. I think at that point, I think they were actually going on about that whole Wealthsimple thing. By the way, we should be able to do our scratch on the 14th. So I was just like, seriously, don't get that angry. If you want to rip a piece off of me, just do it without using profanity. Then at least it'll get to me. That's the way I would say. I would do it that way. But nonetheless, guys, I'm pretty happy. I actually did make a post on Blossom today. I did make a post. Actually, it should still be at the top. Let me just pull this up here. Yeah, I was just talking a little bit about under the radar stocks. So quite literally, nobody's even viewed it yet. That's how I quite literally, well, look, I did it 2 seconds ago, apparently. Well, I have to refresh. If I refresh it, it's probably older than 2 seconds. No, now I've been buried. Uh-oh, yeah, I've been buried. All right, I don't know how deep down it is now. Oh, well. But guys, if you do sign up for Blossom, I don't go through this list here. I go through this over here. This is where all of the people I'm following, because I follow everybody back. If you follow me, I follow you back. Simple as that. Like Manuel followed me, like quite literally just not that long ago. And I am following them back. Oh, here's my post right here. So there we go. It's 8 minutes ago already. Yeah, 40 people have looked at it, 5 likes. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But nonetheless, guys, join me on Blossom. Follow me. I'll follow you right back. It's awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, let's get to the market. Let's actually go to the TSX part of the market. Here we go. So this is what I was talking about. So we started the day, big drop. Now, oil, if you guys were on the market close, this week yesterday, holy banana bread at the end of the show, oil blew up over $100 a barrel. And yeah, at one point, it actually peaked last night, overnight at $119. But it's fallen back. It's fallen back. And we'll look at oil here in a minute. But the market's opened pretty negative. So there was a great buy the dip opportunity this morning. Look at this. We wicked down. But after the first hour, everything has been mostly recovery the rest of the day. We've actually, right now, I always will admit when I'm wrong. And I was wrong when I said there's not a chance that we're going to get back to the green today, because when I started the stream, we were at about 0.4 in the red, but right now we're only at 0.11 in the red, so technically 0.11. Now 0.06. So I may have to use this, guys, and change it to green. So I'm going to keep that on side, and the second it turns over to green, I'm going to be flipping. I'm going to be flipping to green because we're currently in the red. All right. Nonetheless, the TSX not doing too shabby today. So it's kind of a mishy-mashy of of a situation. Banks were a little bit soft this morning for sure. Definitely still people are still worried about this war, obviously, and it doesn't even look like, I believe there was something I read earlier today. Somebody had asked Iranian officials if there was any chance at peace, and they were like, nope, nope, no chance. 0% chance of any kind of a compromise or anything. So it's messy. It is absolutely messy. Yeah, energy was, for the most part, energy's up, which is good. And yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm thinking, because this is kind of the whole thing. Like I said, if we don't have anything major, we should be able to get some recovery this week. And I think we're going to see that. I'm really beginning to think that we're going to see that. All right, now the U.S. market, they've already moved back into the green. Look at the day they're having. They started off the same. They had their they had their drop. They had their big wick down, but they are pushing back. They're, look, they could use a telescope here and see the blue line. And that blue line, guys, that's where we entered the month. So we want to get on the top side of the blue line to have a green month. But right now we are still in the red territory. Right now the S&P 500 up a full percent, NASDAQ up 0.78, and look at them. They're also in sight of the blue line. And our industrial, so Dow Jones Industrial, also same story. They're also, they're a little bit further away, but they're moving in the right direction. And our little caps, same story. But look at this. They've had quite the recovery in the second part of the day. So, and gosh, look at this, guys, up 5.24%. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Looking at our commodities, and I'll leave oil down here for now. Gold is slightly down 0.87, but silver's looking good, up 1.85. Copper's up 0.54, platinum's up 2.08. So that's looking good. It's looking good. Part of it is with gold. As you guys know, a lot of money moved into gold last week as people were very, very nervous. As we seem to be hitting that stride, that war stride, people are starting to pull a little bit back out of gold and starting to move it back into some of their assets. And that's what we are seeing today with the gold. So, you are seeing, a little bit, but we have seen a bit of recovery in the afternoon, and I think we will continue to see that. All right, now oil. Look at this. Oil is down 9.87% after all of this. Look at this. This was last night. We had a huge pump, but now oil is coming back down. Oil's coming down. Yep. Not a good day. If you were playing any kind of oil play, like if you were playing a leveraged oil, oh boy. Yeah, not a good day for you. If you were in HOD, and I know Rory was talking about HOD, but if you were in HOD today, oh gosh, that was probably a very good day for you. But nonetheless, oil definitely retreating a little bit. And you got to take this with a grain of sand. You got to take a grain of sand. Well, a grain of oil sands. We'll have to sort of see where oil's going to go right now. But right now, people seem to be calming down. You know, we'll leave it at that for now. Crypto having a good day. So Bitcoin is up, Ethereum is up. So that's not too bad. Also, that's good for MSTE, of course. Now, the channel members had a chance. Today I did drop my MSTE video. So the channel members had a chance to see that. You guys, the rest of you guys will see that tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, as normal. All right, now let's hit these heat maps. Let's look at the bigger story. I'm just going to refresh this to make sure we're up to date. So as I said, kind of a mix mash of stuff. So the banks, we got a little bit of weakness in the banks. Like some of the banks, like Scotiabank's down 2%, TD down 0.65, Royal Bank down 0.49, BMO 0.41. CIBC leading them all, it looks like, down by 2.27. Gold companies actually looking okay. Barrick Gold up 0.29. Wheaton Precious Metals up 0.11. Franco-Nevada up 0.82. Cameco actually having a pretty good day, up a whole bunch there, 4.85. Oil, even though oil came down, guys, it's still doing okay. CNQ up 0.49. Now, keep in mind, you know, these guys kind of lagged behind last week. We didn't get the pump that we were hoping for with them. But today they seem to be doing pretty darn good. Synovus up a full 1.33. Suncor up. Tourmaline up. Enbridge down here a little bit. They're up a little bit as well as Pembina Pipeline. Well, up 0.08. So that would be, I call that flat. And our railroads both having better days today. CP up a little bit more than CNR. Looking to the United States, and I'm going to refresh this just to make sure that we get up-to-date data here. Tech, U.S. tech looking pretty good. NVIDIA up 2.2, Apple up 0.97, Google up 2%. Microsoft is, I call it flat. They are down 0.17, but to me that's flat. Meta, oh boy, Meta 0.0. You know what? I'm never going to ever be able to see somebody up at 0.00 again without thinking back to that bingo game. Broadcom, though, having a pretty good day, up 4.90%. So looking pretty good. And even amazingly enough, Eli Lilly and Johnson & Johnson, those guys, they've normally been down when everybody else is doing a little better, but they're holding their own today. They're holding their own. Tesla even up a little bit. Looking at crypto, mostly green day across the board. Well, other than I guess Solana's down, but yeah, we are looking good. We're looking good here. Now for our crap coin of the day, it is a mostly green day, so let's go deep. We'll grab a red coin here somewhere. Let's grab this flat one. Let's see what we got here. Oh, and I need to move me to the middle. And there we go. We have the ASML holding NV tokenized stock. I think it's also called Ondo. Well, I don't know about Ondo. That's weird. I picked a red one, and this says it's up 4.4%. So, yeah, that's fine. We'll stick with the ASML. So yeah, I do not know what this is about. I don't. It's not a coin I'm ever going to be interested in buying. And gosh darn it, it's almost like you need a map to read its full name. It's pretty long, but nonetheless, this one not for me. Ondo one, you're just never going to be in my portfolio. That's all I'm going to say about this one. ASML though, why does that sound really familiar? It does, ASML sounds familiar. I don't know if there's any kind of association with it, but I don't know what this company is. If you're interested in the stock, be careful. Read the white paper. Maybe follow the developers. See what it's about. Make sure it makes sense to you. For me, it doesn't make sense. So this is not a stock that I would absolutely that I would ever even consider putting in my portfolio. There is money to be made in crypto, not with ASML holding NV tokenized stock. It's with the big coins. So we're talking your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Cardano, your Solana, your XRP, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin, So yeah, all right, guys, let's put ourselves back here to it looks like the TSX flipped green. All right, we'll go big screen for this, guys, as we change the color. Whoops. All right, here we go. Oh, let's go with that's a good green. I'll just turn back the power a little bit. There we go. All right, we've got a green day on the market. Awesome. Now let's hope it can stay there. I don't want to have to change it again. All right, guys, let's hit the comments. Let's see how the heck you guys are. All right, here we go. Zenial in the house first. Happy bloody red Monday for the TSX and banks. Someday we'll have a Monday without a prefix of bloody. I promise. Someday. Not today, but someday. All right. Thelgalvis says, I received divs today. Bought more shares. Great time to add. Yeah, nothing wrong with receiving dividends. Samantha is in the house. Good afternoon, all. A great morning to go shopping for deals. Yeah, absolutely. Stan says, a good day, all. And we got Tom in the house. Wish I was receiving divs today. Divs are nice. Lance says, good afternoon, everyone. Paul is in the house with a good afternoon. Rory says, afternoon, canoe walking. Oh, taking on water. I read that. Initially, I said, canoes walking on water? But no, they're taking on water. Uh-oh. This has me worried. Let's take a quick gander at canoe. EIT here. We'll just go in. Oh, gosh. Yeah, they're down 1.44%. Look at this. Oh, that's not good. Not good. I want to see them back up at 17. Now that I know they're capable of 17, I want them always at 17. All right. Paul says, went from red to green in almost everything for a green day total. What did TR? Let's just say here. What did Trump say? The war will be over soon? I don't know. Did he say that, Paul? I did not hear that, but maybe if he said that, that would certainly give the market a boost. But I've heard the opposite. Every news source I've looked at is not being very positive on the war. Let's see. Wahipple, hey here and on time. Welcome, Wahipple. All right, let's see. Doorpat, hi everyone. Trump is getting ready to taco at 5:30 with his broadcast. What the heck? How do I miss all the good stuff, guys? Well, I hope so. Because that would be, could you imagine the rest of this week? Oh, it'd be a great week. What a strange day indeed, says Tom. Let's see. I missed the huge dip on EIT. Dang it. Now the money is in the account for tomorrow, hoping for another dip. All right. Bart says, hi, Candace. Is it a good idea to buy $25,000 in HHIS inside my TFSA using my HELOC 5% interest to fund the purchase? Divs from HHIS would cover the interest plus principal and take 40 months to pay off. Yikes. What a question, Bart. What a question. I can't advise you directly on whether it's a good idea to do that. But I will say, be careful when you're using interest or when you're using any kind of anything that's going to cost you interest to invest with. Because one, you want to make sure that you're covering it. Now, yeah, HHIS has a lot of good, has a pretty good distribution, but what if we had an AI bubble burst? I don't think we're gonna, but what if? So you want to always sort of look at every situation. And if I was taking money out to invest, I would be looking at, let's see what happens in the worst case scenario, because last thing you want to do is get yourself in a situation where where you can't make your payments, or I think, like, I like HHIS. I think it's a good thing. But in this case, this is the type of thing you just, work out the math yourself. If you need help, definitely consult a financial expert on that one. I'm not legally allowed to tell you how to handle this, but I will definitely say, you seem to have a general idea of what you're trying to do, but I would work the math out from every angle. Not just your best case or not just your most likely case, but make sure you've also worked out the math in the worst case. And if you can handle the worst case, well, then I would feel better about it. But you want to definitely math this thing to death before you jump into something like that. All right, Lance, is this the beginning of a recovery or a late day tease? I I've been I think I think that we will see some green at least the middle of this week. Now, I really like how things have turned around today. So if it continues, and technically we have gotten back in the green with the TSX. So if it continues, we could have a couple of green days. And as long as nothing really bad happens in that amount of time, and if this whole thing that Paul just said about Trump getting ready to sort of move back from the war, that would be guaranteed green pretty much. Awahipple, let's see. Sold Bank and HYLD this morning. Got MSTE, going to put MSTE on drip. Okay. Let's see. It was 8 minutes ago, and you have you have 5 likes. Oh, on the right, the thing from Blossom. All right. I was like 5 likes. I was thinking of the here because I hope I have more than 5, but maybe I only have 5. I don't know. Sue, hi all. Thought today was going to be a red day for me, but all worked out nicely. Yeah. And that was the thing. I was thinking that today had the chance of being red, and then as long as nothing big happens, we have a chance that we could, we get to the point, and even if the war doesn't end, even if this whole thing that Paul just kind of threw at us, even if that doesn't happen, as long as we don't escalate the war any further than it's already been escalated, it will give people a chance to calm down a little bit. And then it's going to be more or less people will start, instead of reacting to the news, reacting to the hype, things will start getting priced in a bit better into the market. And then that'll give us a chance for a little bit of recovery. Samantha says, I was afraid to buy too much this morning in case the prices kept going down. Darn, I missed some better deals by going light and waiting for more drop. That can happen. That can happen. It's one of the that's one of the dangers when you look at something like trying to time the market. Like and I've mentioned this before. Dollar cost averaging is always, in the long run, it always tends to do better than timing the market. And that's the type of situation where it is like where you're looking at, you're like, you bought a bunch this morning because you think it's at the bottom, and if it goes, or you didn't buy because you think it was not at the bottom, you can end up missing a bottom because of that. Whereas with dollar cost averaging, if you were buying every Monday morning, guess what? You would have hit the bottom. So that could work out in your favor. Rory says, I have specific entry points for 7 different stocks. I hope at least one of them hits. All right, well, let's hope. Let's hope. Huge recovery right now. What's happening again? And well, let's take a quick gander again at the market, because yeah. Oh, look at this, up to 0.45. All right, guys, let's go to CNN. I just want to see if something is breaking that we have not heard. Let's see. Trump calls Iran's leader choice big mistake. No room for diplomacy. Israel strikes on Iran oil facility. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything big here, but there could be. You know what, guys? Let's do it. Oh gosh. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but we're going to Truth Social. All right, let's go to Truth Social. There we go. Donald Trump. Boom. Limited edition Trump bullet pen. No, I don't want to buy a Trump bullet pen. Let's see here. The Save America Act, Patriot drone. Okay, I don't care about his pictures. Seriously, does he not ever post anything himself? Truth's reply. Okay. All right. I am looking through here. I'm not. Oh boy. Here. All right. Here we go. Let's see. This was 3 hours ago. Let's see. Many important meetings and phone calls taking place today while I am at Trump National Doral in Miami. Yeah. Okay. No, there's nothing really. Let's see. All right. I'll hold a news conference from. Okay. So at 5:30 p.m. Thank you for your attention. So all right. So there's a news conference, and I guess we already kind of got that. Let's see here. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the Iranian soccer team, but all right. So the only thing we know is that there is a press conference. So we do not know if there's any kind of good news coming out of that. All right. Let's just go back here and we'll go back to the market. All right. But it was worth taking a look because if something breaks while we're on the air, it'd be nice to know, right? Samantha, what price are you looking at selling your Air Canada? I got in at $16.97 this AM. $21. $21 is where I plan to sell it. Rory, TFSA was at 20 bucks. Couldn't buy anything. Oh no. Well, yeah, you could. Well, you might be able to buy one stock, or you could buy a few div stocks. Zenial, is there any hope for Brookfield Corporation? It only seems to go down. I haven't looked at, you know what? I have not looked at Brookfield Corporation in a little while. Now, I like the Brookfield companies. I like them. Let's see here, BN, Brookfield Corporation. All right, here we are. And let's just pull up the last year. So, you know what? They're still, I mean, yeah, we had this whole big thing, but yeah, I would say this is probably a good buying opportunity than anything else. I do have a lot of faith in the Brookfield, both Brookfield Corporation, Brookfield Asset Management. I think they're good companies. I think they will do good. Oh, you know who I do want to see today, guys? Bombardier. They received a bit of a deal. Oh my God, they're down. I was wow. I'm surprised. I actually thought that they might go up. There was an announcement today. So $1 billion is going into defense, and about half of that, so about 500,000, is going to Bombardier for. I think they've got these global planes. Global, I think they're 1650 or something like that. But I don't know what the capabilities of the plane is. The rest of it is going towards, a lot of it's going towards drone technology. So they're looking at putting some drone innovation centers in like Ottawa, Montreal, also just general drone defense. And there was even money earmarked for quantum. So I was like, oh, quantum defense, that's kind of cool. So at least, you know, that was kind of an interesting announcement. So I almost thought that Bombardier might actually benefit. I wonder if, you know, maybe the news just hit too late, or maybe nobody's listening to it right now because everybody's worried about the war. Wait a minute, where is the news? Right here. All right, we are 1 minute from the bell. Yeah, oh, it isn't even hit here yet. Look at that. It hasn't even hit in here yet, the news. So I had seen it in, well, actually right here. Let's see here. Yeah, right here. So here it is. The Feds announced nearly $1 billion for domestic defense innovations, including Bombardier aircraft. So what the heck? Oh, well, I guess this is a situation where people just did not buy the news, but yeah, that's too bad. Wahipple, I am going to be pretty excited if I get green .53 to go. Tesla is taking off. Nice. All right. Larry, up almost 30% on a crude oil short. Oh my God, Larry, you shorted oil. That's an impressively good move. That is impressively good. Oh, guys, it is time. The market's closed. Whoops, damn it, I hit snooze. Means that a few minutes later it's going to come back. All right, HOD is still cheap. Split averted if oil continues to decline. Oh boy, and I'll tell you, with Paul mentioning that, maybe Trump is getting ready to tackle out of this war. If that were to happen tonight, if, there was like a ceasefire or something that came into place, Rory, that would be your day to play HOD. Because, yeah, that could be really interesting because oil would definitely retreat back to lower levels. All right, Mary is in the house, guys. Mary is our official captain of the like button. So if you have not yet hit that like button, let's do that now because it certainly helps the algorithm push. It pushes the channel out to more people. It brings more people in. Always fun to do that. Right now we are sitting at 28 likes. Let's get that to 50. Let's just get it to 50. So as you guys are doing that, I get to have my coffee, which is always a good thing. Oh gosh, so good. All right. Wahipple says, I would count the MSTE video a must-watch video for sure. Yeah, absolutely, guys. So that is coming out tomorrow. I'll show you the thumbnail if you guys are interested in seeing the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail for this show. This one here. So watch for this tomorrow. If you're a channel member, you can watch it now. Well, not this second because, we're doing our thing here. But yeah, you can check this out tomorrow. I like this one a lot. I like this one a lot for sure. All right, now I just noticed we have a super sticker. Samantha is in with a super sticker, 149, and of course it's the Black Cat super sticker, and that also brings out our first goat. The goat squad is in the building. Here is our evil Monopoly goat. Awesome. Thank you very much. And that does put us one step closer to a Tuesday show. So there we go. So yeah, basically, if we get 4, before the end of the show, if we have 4 supers or 4 gifted subs or a combination, then we add a show. We add a show, and that would be the Tuesday show. So that would be awesome, of course. All right. Let's get back to the chat here, and here we go. We were at Sue. Okay, let's see. Motaba. Oh gosh, this is where I'm gonna completely mispronounce this poor guy's name. Mojtaba Kahamani. The new supreme leader of Iran, father and wife were killed in the opening strike of the war. Might just be a reason why they aren't looking for a ceasefire. Yeah. So the supreme leader who was killed in the initial beginning of the war, the new supreme leader was it was named yesterday, and it's his son. So there's probably some bad blood in there for sure. A Timberwolf. I was loaded up on HOD. Oh, were you? Oh, well, that could be interesting. Let's see. Breakout in 8. We just hit 100%. Nice. Nice. All right. Paul, going to watch our C-Day, S-Day, Q-Day video from 7 months ago again, with distributions bought C-Day and HHIS.U before Trump said something. That was a long time ago. But I'm looking forward. This is one of the things I love about this year, guys, is there's so many ETFs that are going to be hitting their 1-year birthday. So MSTE hit their 1-year birthday. That's one of the reasons that I picked right now to do this MSTE video, because I'm going to look and try to, I don't know if I'll hit them all, but I'm going to hit most of the more popular ones as they come up on their 1 year. So I haven't even had a chance yet to look to see which other ETFs were launched last March, but I'm sure there's going to be a few good ones in there. Rory, Khamenei is more hardlined than his father was. Oh, really? That's not good. 9, hey, welcome back, 9. I'm up over 30% on XEG. Nice, I like that. So yeah, ASML does the chip printing. I was thinking chips. I was really thinking chips with ASML. So yeah, they make a great machine. Yeah, Financial Express is on. Let's see. That's a nice color of green you picked. Yeah, it was random. It was random, of course. All right, going along. Let's see. C-Day is up 0.27% today. I must have bought when it was lower, up 1.11% since buying. Oh, not too shabby. And Paul's opinion, do not borrow to invest. Trust me, it took all of last year to get it paid up, plus new purchases that the investments paid off. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't like the idea of borrowing to invest. You have 24 likes. Hit the like button. Well, I'm sure we have more than 24 now because, I put out that call to get us to 50. We got to be at least at, all right, we're at 34. Okay. Well, it's a slow process. All right, Rory, HOD, 27 million shares trading. Yeah, it's, I can see that. I can see that. Sue says Hims on U.S. market went up 40% today. Legal issues resolved and will be selling Ozempic. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, at least because Hims and hers, they basically, oh boy, they really tanked during those legal issues for sure. But yeah, Ozempic could certainly be an interesting thing for them. All right. Pat, a Google search under news may give you more details if anything is breaking. CNN doesn't upload in real time. Yeah, they probably will. They probably will. Let's see here. Actually, even better than anything I can go to is usually you guys in the chat. You guys throw up the breaking news pretty fast. Gursky says, like and hello everyone. All right. Let's see. Trump said he told reporters, "I have a plan for everything. You'll be very happy." Okay. Well, I hope. I hope so. That would it would be nice. It would be nice, obviously, because I know this whole war thing has felt like, it felt like it's been going further and further out of control. So, I hope he does have a plan, and I hope it's a peaceful one. Let's see. HOD was 1 penny away from being filled. Now I watch it soar in the morning. Oh no. What an upswing to the green. Yeah, where are we at right now? Because this is 15 minutes delayed. So right now up 0.25. But still, it's in the green. Although the last bit's been red, the last candle. Let's see. Trump is causing people to panic and lose money? Trump. Oh boy. What can I say? All right, Hughie Melio, bought me some more Air Canada today, under 17. Yeah, I'm getting it under 17. Like, I thought 17 would be its bought. I didn't expect to see Air Canada drop below 17. But, and a lot of people ask me about Air Canada here. Let me just pull it up, head over to the swings. Air Canada. Well, Air Canada right now sitting at 1770. So, yeah, it would have been, oh my gosh, if you could get it at 16, if you would have gotten it at 1681, now that was only there for a second. Like the odds of you getting it, unless you happen to have a limit order set for 1681, the odds are pretty slim. But here's the thing: I can see on the other side of this war, I can see them coming back to this level. So here's that thing. So even if you got in late, guys, even if you got in anywheres on this downward slope at the upper part, if you've got patience, I think you're going to be fine. Like, I think we will see so let's say Trump has good news for us tonight. Let's say, this conflict is coming to an end. We could see, and there's that alarm again. This time I turned it off. We could see, a very traditional V-shaped recovery on here. So that's kind of what I am thinking about. I'm thinking about that V-shaped recovery for sure. All right, let's see. Even though I don't like the idea of using margin, I am tempted to roll the dice with HDIV VDY XEI. Not sure yet. I'll tell you something right now, Hughie Melio. You will like, what is it, Friday. Friday's video is HDIV versus VDY in an ETF battle. So I think you will like that one for sure. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. But, here's that thing. When you roll the dice, there's always the chance the wrong number comes up. That you always keep that in mind. So the way I analyze something is I always like to look at what the worst case is. and have a plan. Have a plan for that because, unfortunately, that does happen sometimes. Let's see. Oh, whoa, whoa. We got a super sticker in from Mary. It's popcorn, I think. Or is that it's either popcorn or a cupcake. It's very small over there on the test box. But thank you very much, Mary, for that. And that, of course, is our, well, that's our Bay Street goat there with the bell. So the goat squad is in the building. I'm loving it. We got 2 in the house, 2 more, and we add a show tomorrow. All right, Lance. I think Canadian tech is making a comeback in 2026, 2027 with the deal Canada made with Japan and other countries. Plus, however, the defense spending will affect some tech companies. I would agree. I think right now, the tech companies that are in trouble are going to be the software ones. And even now, that's kind of past. People are no longer fearing AI. They're busy fearing World War III. So, and I don't think we're going to have a World War III. So let's just be positive about that. Yeah, I mean, if you look at something like Farron, like the Farron group, and here, let me pull it up. So FTG. Here they are. They're recovering again. They had that little bop here, but they've been doing fantastic. Look at them this year. They've been coming up, and this here, like I said, this is healthy. When you do have a big move like this is a normal thing. So I like Farron. I like Farron quite a bit. I have them in the 0 to 100K challenge. That's how much I like them. So, and in the challenge, they're up. How much are they up? I do not know. Let's see if I can find out. All right. No, I just dragged this over so you guys can take a look as I do this. All right. So FTG, where are you? Well, of course, you're in the Fs. It's alphabetical. So right now, in the 0 to 100K challenge, they're up 105.21%. So that's not too shabby. In fact, I kind of wish they'd go down because I'd love to add some more. But they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good for sure. And since we're here, MSTE, they're up 28.45%. Mind you, I got in at $2.90 in the challenge, so that's not too shabby. The only thing better than that is the 10 that I bought over in my Wealthsimple. I got that even cheaper. So that was like I think I got 270, something like that. Crazy small amount. All right. Oh, Rory, I missed out because I didn't have the cash 2 business days to get it in there. Oh, boy. I hear ya. Amrit says, can't get in until April 20th for Air Canada. Hopefully, no recovery before then. All right. Marina, welcome back. Hello, Candace and everyone. I just got back from vacation. It looks so much has happened in the meantime. Yes. Yeah. Were you gone for like 2 weeks? It feels like about 2 weeks, but yeah, I was like, where's Marina? So I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad. Hopefully you had a good vacation. Where did you go? I'm kind of curious. Where did you go? And were you mostly isolated from all that was going on in the world? That's kind of the big thing. All right, we got Larry in with the super chat, and oh gosh, this is my favorite one because that has released Space Goat, and that does put us one away from a show for tomorrow. But we have a very serious question here from Larry. So, root beer float or sun-kissed float? Root beer float any day of the week. Root beer float. Oh, those are so good. I used to go to A&W when I was a kid, and I used to get the root beer float at the A&W. Now, here's a funny thing. In the United States, they have the A&W drinks, but they don't have the A&W restaurants like they have up here in Canada. So we have the A&W restaurants up here. So you can get the A&W root beer. You can get a float, all of that fun stuff. But very good. So yeah, root beer float would be my my choice out of that. Now, I haven't actually tried a sun-kissed float, but yeah, what can I say? Rory, A&W used to serve you at your car. Yeah, didn't they used to have roller skates and everything? So yeah, but they used to serve you right at your car. So that was always kind of cool. There's the night bot. So yep. Like Happy Days. Yeah, um, except for the Canadian fawns probably wore a lumberjack jacket and and I don't know. That's kind of funny thought to think of a Canadian Fonzie, but what can we do? What can we do? Yeah. Now I don't know. I don't know if there are any more. Like there are still, like I know there's still A&W restaurants everywhere, but I wonder if there's an old vintage one still somewhere in Canada, some remote place in Canada where you can get served in your car, even if it's just as a gig. That would be kind of cool. That would be really, really cool. But I do remember, I think as a kid, I think we got served once or twice, but then they disappeared pretty quickly. All right. Whoops. Marina says, let's see, we went to Cancun and had an amazing time there trying to disconnect from everything. However, events caught up with us very quickly upon our return. You might be thinking, did we go through a wormhole on the way back? This is not the Earth we left. But hopefully you had a good time in Cancun. A lot of sun. It's actually pretty warm here today, guys. Not Cancun warm, but last time I looked, it was 10 degrees, and I think it's supposed to go up to 13. So it might be 13 here right now. In fact, heck, it's time for Cross Canada checkup. Where's the warmest place today? Probably Toronto. But yeah, here it is currently. Yes, 13. Here we go, 13. But we have a wind chill of 10. It's always funny to say I have a wind chill of 10 degrees. But yeah, it is actually pretty darn warm here today. I will take it. I will take it. We can actually see our lawn. Like the snow has melted a lot in the last few days. So it's starting to feel like spring, even though spring isn't officially here for another couple of weeks, but it's starting to feel like it. All right. Tom says, looks like Google had a good day as well. All these buys today, and I'm all tied up in Air Canada. No bueno. Yes. Now, Tom, poor. I know Tom made one little error with Air Canada. It's like if you open a position in a stock and it keeps falling, unless you're okay with having your money tied up, you probably shouldn't average down. I mean, I'll do it. I have room to average down a little bit, but you don't want to average down too far, especially if you're thinking it's going to be a longer term trade. So, Tom got a little excited, and that's fine. That's fine. It happens. It happens. I've done it more than once, so it kind of happens to all of us for sure. So, just something to keep in mind. All right, guys, back to the Blossom. I mentioned earlier in the show, we got a contest going on over at Blossom. It's a contest amongst the ambassadors. So they're trying to, it's kind of like a March Madness thing that we're doing where to score a point, every time somebody uses your affiliate link, you get a point. And I am sitting at, for March, I think I'm sitting at 4 right now. I'm in 5th place. So you guys helped. Hey, you guys helped big time. Like, I fell all the way down to 9th place, and you guys got me up to 5th. Person at number 1 right now, and this is in my division, so we have different divisions. So I don't know if it's like whoever wins each division will compete against each other, but I think they keep it pretty much, they basically take similar sized channels. So the person leading my division right now has 8 points. Well, here, I can show you guys. All right, here it is. This is my division right here. So everybody's named after an animal. I'm the blue whale. So yeah, there we are. Right now, I'm sitting here at number 5. This person up here, Green Owl, is currently at number 8. So they're sitting at number 1. So we got to leapfrog these guys. We just got to leapfrog. So if you have not yet signed up for Blossom, guys, just do me a follow. Do me a solid. Here we go. I'm just going to drop it in the chat right here. Do me a solid. Follow this link. Head on over. Sign up. Download. You don't have to attach you don't have to attach your profile, or you don't have to do anything. I recommend though, checking it out because it's fun. I like it. Like over here on Blossom. Now these are all my direct messages, but I will go through here quite a bit. And oh, here somebody commented on my post. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. We're here. So I did a little post on just under the radar stocks because I found I was going to say Matrix. So I found Matrix the other day when I was looking for, ETFs that launched a year ago, and I had no idea it existed. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty darn cool. Let me just refresh this here because there should be, yeah. So Phil, here it is. I don't know. We have a Phil in here. This might be that Phil. I don't know. But yeah, let's see. I recently discovered and invested a small amount in DXQ. What's DXQ? We're going to take a look at that in a second. I wouldn't call it a favorite because the jury is still out. It's basically a synthetic ETF that is all options, but is currently has more covered puts than covered calls. I have no idea how it will perform. All right, I've never heard of DXQ. I wonder if it's a US one. Let me take a look here. DXQ. No, it's not. It's not. Okay. Let's see here. Dynamic Active Enhanced Yield Covered Options ETF. Well, that's interesting. I have never heard of this one before. All right, let's take a look. All right, so okay, interesting. So we are getting a little bit of growth with it. What type of a yield does it have? 7.793%. So 19 cents, basically 19 cents a unit, 19.3 cents. Okay, interesting. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I had made that post is I'm hoping just to see people throw some things at me I've never seen before. This is one, DXQ, never heard of it. So yeah, it says apparently they do both. Let's see, yeah, put and calls. All right, which generate premiums. And that's really interesting because if you guys remember, we have those two new Harvest ones that are doing some puts in it as well. So, well, very interesting. All right, DXQ. All right, I love it. I love it. So yeah, that's part of. Like I said, that's the type of thing that can happen on Blossom. You can find a new stock just like that. Bang, boom. What do you know? All right, Lance is in next here. What do you think about XDNA? I was looking at it the other day, but didn't have time to dig into it. I feel like I may have heard of XDNA, but let's take a quick gander. XDNA. All right. Of course, it's genomics because it's DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. So, yeah. All right. I like that part. I like that part a lot, actually. It grooves with my science background. Let's see here. Small, very small yield. All right, so this is going to mostly be a growth play. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. That's had some pretty solid growth for sure. Let's see. Well, let's see what they do. So it's an index selected at the discretion of BlackRock Canada. So let's see. So okay, yeah, basically it's a ETF. They invested in long-term growth and innovation in genomics, immunology, bioengineering. Okay, I like this. I like this. I think this is definitely a good growth option, for sure. And it was actually, yeah. Also, it's iShares. So I find iShares, especially when you're looking at some of their growth, your dividend growth stuff, I think they have some really great stuff. So XDNA. Oh, that's where the X comes in. I was like, why X? Because iShares, like you've got XEG, XUT, XST. So yeah, I like this one, Lance. Nice find. Chad is in the house with a howdy, y'all. How you doing, Chad? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. All right, Marina, we came back to snow on our mountain in Victoria. It looks like the weather is off track as well, just to keep up with the rest of the craziness. Yeah, the west is getting some cold while the east is getting a taste of spring. But now I think we're getting freezing rain on Wednesday, so it'll be back to a little bit of chill. All right. Tyler says, feeling like Bitcoin is bottomed or bottoming after showing strong relative strength against last week's overall market move down. Yeah, let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. All right. Oh, I have to switch over to MC. There we go. MC list, that stands for market close, by the way, in case you were curious. Yeah, so the TSX, we do have our final for today. They did finish, oh, that last candle flipped to the green. Good. They finished up 0.32. But let's head over here to Bitcoin. And here was that thing. I was thinking that we had a good chance of bouncing off of this this support line, and we did. And Bitcoin is now moving back up here. So I think now I would need to, like right now, I don't really have I mean, we have we sort of have, let me just pull up a line here. We sort of have a channel here, an ascending column, an ascending channel. We sort of have one, but it's tight. It is seriously tight. So I would not, to me, I would not play this. I would, but if it holds, even though I wouldn't play it, if it holds, the next move, we could get back up here to about 70. So it's interesting. I'll leave this here. We can take a look at it as we move through the week to see if it does hold. I don't like tight channels. Well, for one, you don't have a lot. There's not a lot of room for profit because you're not normally buying at the edges of the channel, and also those tight channels usually high chance of a breakout. High chance. Now a breakout would of course send it back down, or it could send it. Well, here's the interesting thing, because of the steepness, even if you had an upward breakout, you wouldn't know right away because you'd probably still be in the channel because of the steepness before you would break out up here, up in here. So I will say right now, I think there's a chance we could get back to 70. I think there's a chance. So, you could be onto something there, Tyler. All right, Marina, first thing after getting back, I checked your swing trades update. I'm sitting in IVN. I think a lot of us are. And so are you, as I can see. Is there a glimmer of hope on the horizon in your opinion? Well, there's always hope. The thing about IVN is I have full confidence in them. Now, I haven't even really done any step down trades with them. I'm just sort of holding. But yeah, I think there's hope for IVN. It's just hopefully sooner than later, but I think they were doing okay. It looked like they were moving where I needed them to move, and then we had the war. The war kind of threw things a little out of whack. Now we need to go back. Let's go back here to IVN. We go to the swings. And here we go. So yeah, we were moving. We were slowly starting to get back on track. Then we had a war. But now we're starting to build a little bit of momentum here. So I'm hoping to see something. If Trump comes out and says everything will be fine, IVN, I think, will recover pretty quickly. But I mean, IVN is a good company. I really, really like their structure. I like their fundamentals. So I'm not worried about it. They will get back up. Obviously, when you're swing trading, a lot of times it's just like, I want it to be sooner than later for sure. So hopefully, we're both in the same boat. Do you want to take the rudder for a bit? There we go. Some sea talk. 9 says TD finally added some zero commission free ETFs, so VDY, VFV, etc. I heard that, and that's good. I'm glad to see that there's at least a little bit of zero commission in there. Yeah, exactly. IVM will be fine, just a matter of time. I am holding some leaps. Rory says it'd be cool if TD would drop to $4.99 a trade. Yeah, well, I always like it when the prices come down on things, for sure. All right, Lance. Lance, you've been what have you been doing? You've been playing detective, searching for missing ETFs. Let's see, also found XETM. It's got some different exposure than XMA, and with how uranium and other metals are becoming more in demand, I like holding both. All right, XETM. Let's take a gander at that one here for a second. All right, XETM, here we go. There we go. So this is your energy transition metals. So I like this. I haven't actually looked at this one, but I do like the sounds of it already. Yeah, it's moving exactly as I would expect. So yeah, once again, this is another one. I love these iShares ones. I really, really do. Oh, if I was quite literally, if I was 20 and just starting my investing journey right now, I would load up on a lot of these iShares. I really would. Um, all right, Amrit says, looks like gold has finally rolled back a bit. Do you think it's a good time to buy more right now in this little dip? I think gold. I still think gold is going to be up overall this year. So, yeah, I think we're still in a good position. Now, the only caveat I'll say is, depending on what happens with this war. So, if this war continues and we get a situation where gold really, really, really spikes, then I would almost consider taking some profits at that point because it's probably going to come back down. So I've been kind of eyeing it because I love my Lundin Gold. And if you guys have noticed in the last video, I started calling it Lundin because I've been calling it London. Apparently it's Lundin. So I've corrected that little mistake. If anybody can mispronounce something, it's gonna be me. So I was kind of like, if we got a giant spike because of the war, I was willing to sell. I was willing to sell, take the profits, probably stick it into something like GLCC. But, um, so far, I think it's actually come back a little bit. Actually, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oops, that's not, all right. Yeah, this here is a challenge. All right, here we go. London Gold. Here we go, right here. Yeah, right now it's come back a tiny bit. So it's at 126.76% total return now in the portfolio. So at the beginning of the month, before the war started, it was at 150%. So, there's room for it to come back up. So right now it's no danger of selling it at the moment. All right, Nightbot. So yeah, we are one away from adding a show tomorrow, guys. 9. If it was 0 per trade on all ETFs and TD, I would use them way more. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. If you are with a big bank and you're getting 0 commission on your ETFs and you're an ETF investor, then that's just as good as Wealthsimple. So yeah, absolutely. Now, 9, weren't you adding, was it QQ? I'm trying to think, was it QQCC? Like a couple of pennies too every so often. Um, oh, it's been so long. It's been so long, but I'm kind of curious about that. I'm kind of curious for sure. So let me know. Let me know what's going on with that. All right, guys, it's time to take a little check here. See if we got to those 50 likes. And you guys know my goal is 70. So all right, we are above the 50. We're at 52. So guys, we just need a few more. We need a few more. Basically, we need 18 more likes. Knock us up to 70. Then I shut up about it. I'm happy with 70. I know Mary likes a little higher, but it's good. It's all good. Holy banana bread. Oh, yesterday, guys. I don't know what went on yesterday, but during this week, we got more view. That was the most viewed. That was our most viewed live stream since Adriano. When I had Adriano on, like that one, we got like 5,000 views on it. But yesterday's, we've got like, I don't know, 1,300 views or something like that. So most viewed outside of the Adriano interview one that we did. All right. Rory says, Candace, Martin Blair, a neighbor Albertan investor, is catching up to you with over 9.2K subs. He's newer in the investor YouTube video world. Oh, I don't know Martin Blair. I do not know Martin Blair, but maybe I need to check out. I've got somebody biting on my heels. Uh-oh. No, this could be terrible. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I wish everybody luck. Like, I know my channel doesn't seem to grow in big bursts. I just have it's like a steady plow. We're just steady plowing at whatever speed or whatever slope we're at. But yeah, sometimes like Gary Gill used to be behind me, biting at my heels, and Then, of course, he lost $100,000, and that picked him up a lot of viewers. I'm not willing to lose $100,000 for some viewers, though. All right, now, guys, now Bismarcky has come in with a gifted sub, and who won? Jamie's Realistic Life. Congratulations, Jamie. Jamie has a pretty good channel, by the way. I've checked out a few of her videos. It's awesome. Anyway, thank you very much, Bismarcky. And that is number 4. So that brings out our Professor Goat. Our Math Goat is in the building. And that also means, we got a show tomorrow. So let me turn off the Nightbot first of all. There we go. All right, Nightbot turned off. All right, now if that's not enough, oh gosh. It wasn't Samantha this time, it was Paul. But we got Paul in with a $1 super sticker. And of course, we have a holiday goat. Paul has launched the holiday goat. Oh boy, guys. This one cracks me up. But we're going to do it. We're going to launch it. Here we go. The holiday goat. Oh God, this is so good. It's not as funny as it was the initial few times, but this goat is good. This is a good goat. So that is our St. Patrick's Day goat. We will be coming out with an Easter goat really, really soon. But I love that goat. I love that goat. Oh boy. All right. Whew. Lance. And thank you, Paul. Thank you. Lance says, watching at work, so I forgot to hit like. Number 53. Nice. Now, I imagine we've got more than 53 now, but I'm hoping. Normally when I bring it up, because that happens to me. A lot of times I'm watching somebody's video and they say, hey, did you hit the like button? I'm like, I think I did. Then I look at it. No, I didn't. So then I hit the like button. All right. I know. Oh, dear. Yes. Yeah, there we go. It's our St. Patrick's Day goat. I love it. The dog is barking at the printer whenever you print some. Then the printer made a noise a bit later and barked and growled at the printer. Yeah, my printer, every so often, it just does its thing. I think what it's doing is it's doing some kind of little maintenance thing so that the ink doesn't harden. But, quite literally, I think we use the printer once every 6 months or so. So I don't know. I mean, how many of you guys actually use your printer a lot? Even with returns nowadays, a lot of times I don't even have to print the returns, and they come right to the door for them now. So what can I say? This is what I was waiting for. 9. Yeah, stopped DCAing into QQCC. I moved into QQCL and QDay, especially since tech is dipping lately. Still in the green for QQCC. Nice. All right. Fantastic. I like that. I like that a lot. What can I say? All right, guys, we still got a bit of time. I'm going to put out the call for your last minute questions now, just to get them on in. We're still going to be here for probably 20 minutes, but nonetheless, we'll, it seems to be a slower day, but let's see here. And Samantha says, I'm going bankrupt because of printer ink. Oh my God. Well, here's the thing. Companies like HP, they don't make their money, like they almost sell their printers at a loss to you. Where they make their money is that printer ink. It is expensive and you go through it fast. I'll tell you guys, if you do print a lot, be sure when you're printing stuff that if you don't need it to be in color, be sure to actually choose black and white when you're printing it. And because if you don't, even the things even if it's just text, even though it's black text, a lot of times it uses all the colors together still. So sometimes it kind of tricks you. It uses a lot of your ink. So always click black. That way you're not using all your color ink every time you print something. All right, Chad says, YouTube finally working for me. Yes, good, because I know you were having some issues last week with YouTube. Bismarcky, I finally work in a call center helping people with printer problems. Worst job ever. Or no, I actually work in a call center helping people with printer problems. Yes. It's like, yeah, it's you tell somebody it's a problem with the PCL. Well, what's a PCL? "Oh, that's a printer control language. Did you not read the instructions? No. But yeah, no, working in a call center is not fun. Now, mind you, working in a call center is kind of a job that is high on the at risk because of AI taking over. Um, it's a thankless job. It's really a thankless job. I've done it, and I've also managed it, and I much prefer managing it than actually doing it. And I've listened. Like when I was managing, I would listen to a lot of calls, a lot of calls. And even when I was in training, I used to listen to a lot of calls too, and I used to pipe calls into the classroom for the students, and oh boy, sometimes you never knew what you were gonna get. Oh boy, sometimes because the thing is, when you are in a training class and you pipe a call in, you're not on the agent's phone. They put you on the customer's phone. So when the agent puts the customer on hold and the customer starts talking, thinking that they're not being listened to, sometimes it's being broadcast. There was this time where the customer was put on hold, and then the customer turned to whoever they were with, and they're like, "All right, guys, you watch. I'm gonna make those insert the B word. I'm gonna make those do exactly what I want." And of course, the class is just all laughing their heads off at this because as the customer, it was almost like a monologue for a supervillain, but it does happen. It does happen. So be careful if you're calling. If you get that thing saying that it might be monitored for training purposes, be careful. They might be on your line. So if you're on hold and you don't want somebody in a classroom to hear what you're saying, just maybe mute your end as well at the same time. So just be a little careful. Anyway, Q office space. Ah, yes. The stapler. Get the hammer and take it outside. I miss Costco. Yeah, there used to be some of these kiosks that would pop up where you could buy some a cheap printer ink and you could fill it yourself. I don't know how well that stuff worked though. Bismarcky, when you buy a printer, call and tell them there wasn't any ink in the box. They would rather send you ink than have you return it. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. One of the interesting things too, I know that I don't know if it still works, but with Staples, if you buy the extended warranty on a chair, so if you buy the extended warranty on a chair and you wait until one day before the extended warranty expires, and you call them up and you tell them your chair is broken, normally just tell them that it's that the compressor thing isn't working, so your chair just keeps sinking down. They'll just send you a new chair. They'll send you a new chair, and they won't even ask for the other chair, even if it's perfectly fine. That was kind of a trick that some people knew about. Some people didn't, but why are they gonna? They're never gonna. They're not gonna pay all that money to have a chair sent back to them. And normally, that piston thing that's kind of a fail point anyway. So it makes sense. All right, let's see. Bismarck, I worked in a call center, past tense, thankfully. Okay, good. You got out. You got out. Yeah. When I first started working in a call center, I worked at Compaq. So basically computer support. And that was back in the day when we could give them anything. We could give them anything. Like, customer is angry. Oh, here, let's give you an extra couple years of warranty. Here you go. Then I got promoted. I got promoted and ended up taking just nothing but escalations. Oh, that was fun. There's times where I get customers that would call and they would just yell and yell. There was this one guy, he would yell, just scream at the top of his lungs for 20 minutes. And then his voice would crack out and he would give the phone to his wife so she could yell at me for 20 minutes. Oh, the good old days. Ah, boy. Uh, although, uh, just all right. Go. I'll get back to you in a second, Hughie Melio. Now this is gonna really look bad on me, but at one point, so when we got purchased, so we got purchased by HP, and so our days were numbered. We knew that we were probably going to be laid off within a month at the most. Um, so everybody knew it, and they were training call centers to take our calls in India, and I was I got this escalation, and I think we were all kind of just, I don't know. We had all had it. We'd all had it. This woman got on the phone and she yelled at me a bit. And then she said, if you're not the one to help me today, transfer me to someone who cares. And I said, absolutely, ma'am, I'll do that for you. So I transferred her to India. I just, it was just one of those days, right? Oh, but anyway. All right, Yuji Melio, I have a better trick for your printer. Use just white. There you go. Then you have to use a little bit of guessing as to what's printed on the page. But Paul, let's see. We have a 2012 Canon laser multifunction printer, so the toner lasts for a long time. It works just that as Android version came out, you have to print by sharing the Canon app. Yeah. Oh, the app for this, I don't know. I think this is an HP, but the app, oh my God, it's a pain in the butt. Rory, print a polar bear in a snowstorm. There's his nose. I like it. And Chad says an albino polar bear in a snowstorm. Now I laughed at that the first time you used that joke, Chad, but now I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Nice try. You're trying to get the laughing goat. We do have a special goat as well, guys. We have a laughing goat. So if somebody makes me laugh, I do play the laughing goat. But this time, the first time this did get me. So Amrat says, I'm not sure if my printer needs an adjustment. The printer tells me I have no more toner, but I keep saying continue and it prints fine. Not sure if there's some sort of calibration needs to be done. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes your printer just doesn't know what it's talking about. I have had that happen for sure. All right. If you're in the Arctic Circle, you'll never see it coming. Oh, the albino polar bear? Damn it. All right. You got me. You got me. Here we go. Oh, boy. Oh, what can I say? All right. All right. Paul, Linux OS found my scanner, but later lost it and now cannot find the scanner. Boot into Windows to scan. Oh, are you running Linux, Paul? That's interesting. I've never tried Linux. I like right now everything I have is Mac OS. So you see, Everyday Adventure Family. Oh, wait. Bert. I switched to Epson Echo Tank. I print thousands of color pages on one ink tank. $80 for the ink, but it lasts forever. Okay, that's cool. Lance says oil back below $86. I think it's going to stay down, though. Hopefully it does so. Other things do shoot up in price. That's true. When oil is up, obviously, we've all been experiencing the high price of gas and, and food and everything else. Amrit was looking at Echo Tank as I see sold by Costco. I don't recall if Costco sells the ink for the Echo Tank. You would hope so, right? I mean, if you're going to sell the Echo Tank, you should at least sell the ink too. Let's see. Something could happen to oil overnight. Iran, the inverse oil could dip in the morning. That is true. $83 and dropping now. I think the market is drunk. Really? Let's take a look. I'm kind of curious now. All right, we need to get out of the swings, head to the market close list, and let's get over here to oil. Yeah, oh, here we are. Look at this. Yeah, it is dropping. It is. Well, it wicked down earlier to $79, but yeah, currently sitting at 81. So, yeah, boy, oil certainly retreating. Lisa's in the house with a hi, everyone. Don't shoot them up, darn fingers. All right, Paul Says, I overheard a customer at customer service desk. They are trying to return something without the receipt and without product packaging. The customer service person tells them no return without packaging. Yeah. I used to work with this guy, and he was good at getting, he could go to Walmart. You could give him a product. He could take it to Walmart and he could walk out with a new product. It didn't matter if he even bought the product at Walmart. He was able to talk his way into getting a replacement for anything. Because I know we had an old coffee maker, and it was, office coffee maker, and he just took it to Walmart and he convinced them to give him, and they were like, we don't even have this brand, but he somehow still managed to get another one. I don't know how he did it. Now, maybe he shoplifted it and just, I don't know, but I really don't know. Lance, what ticker do you use for oil on TradingView? I might be using the wrong one. WTI. So this is, this one's WTI. There's also, I think there's one in there for Brent as well. I looked for Western Canadian Select because I wanted to add it, but I couldn't find a reliable one on that, unfortunately. Let's see here. I switched to Linux OS last October when Windows 10 reached the end of life, but I do everything on the phone, so hardly use the desktop. Okay. CL1. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would switch to WTI. WTI is pretty, I've been using that for a while. It's pretty accurate for sure. JE says, if you have an old MacBook M1 up to M3, it can run Ashanti Linux. Yeah. Well, actually, my MacBook, I got a MacBook Pro here, but it was the last one to have an Intel chip. So I have a Mac with an Intel chip. But it still runs perfect. So, I've got no complaints yet, but obviously I think it was probably one of the very last things. Like quite literally, after I bought it, they announced the next MacBook Pro with the M1. And I'm like, no, because I wanted the M1. Now I do have the M1 in my studio, so my studio has the M1. But all right, Ian says, I have an old laptop running Vista. Oh my God, Microsoft Vista. Oh, is it junk now? I never liked Vista very much. There's probably only one edition I dislike more than Vista, and that was ME. So the Millennial Edition, that one was really bad. But yeah, Vista. Oh, yeah. I think 8. I think 8 came after Vista. 8 much more stable. But even back in the days of Windows 98, at that point at that point I was using Windows, but I used Windows 2000. It was just so much more reliable, and it didn't crash all the time. The old blue screen of death, if you guys remember that. It's it was never fun. It was never fun. Now honestly, I almost never crash on the Mac. Now I probably need to knock on wood, because now that I've said it, it's like I've just challenged the computer to crash on me. But it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. So it's kind of cool. And there's actually some rumors too, and this could be good for Apple stock as well. But I heard some rumors that the next Mac Mini is going to be coming out with the M5, and apparently it can run circles around my M1 Studio. At about fifth the price. But I don't know if that's true or not. I have to wait till some of the tech reviewers get their hands on a copy of it. Ian says, I forgot the password, but it's got lots of fun pictures and videos on it. When I get back to Canada, I hope I can get someone to break into it for me. There are ways to get through passwords. I used to have, back in the day, I used to have this code on a thumb drive that I could put it in and basically get through your boot menu and get through your password with it. But gosh, I don't know about the newer versions, but it used to work on older versions of Windows. So, and I used it a few times because that used to be the #1 problem. Like my mom was very good at losing her password, and I had to use it on her sometimes. But now she pretty much lives on an iPad, so Yeah, and I think a lot of people are living on their phones and iPads and stuff. I don't know how many people use desktops a lot. I use desktops like I live on my desktop, but I mean, that's my studio. That's where I do all my work. So, what can I say? Let's see. I have a idea pad. Oh God, I haven't heard that in a long time. IG17 Pentium Silver 4 gram, 4 gigs of RAM. It runs decent on Cachios Linux, but in Windows 11 I would throw it in the bin already. Yeah, I have not heard an idea pad in a long time. My brother, let's see. Ian says my brother thinks he can do it for me. He's more computer savvy than me. All right, that'd be cool. That would be cool. I mean, you can, like, one thing you can do is you can certainly just completely overwrite it. That's fine. But obviously, you want all of your pictures and videos and stuff. So, but yeah, I remember back in the day, I bought this hard drive. It had 2 gigs. I thought I thought I was pretty happening with 2 gigs of storage space. But nowadays, heck, even one of my like my YouTube videos, like each just one of my videos is bigger than 2 gigs. So I'm like, I don't think I could survive on 2 gigs. Yeah, it's fun. What can I say? All right, guys, we have hit that hour 30-minute mark. It's been another good show. It's been a good start to the week. Let's see what Donald Trump has to say tonight, and that'll very well determine what's going to happen to the market tomorrow. If he does have good news, it could certainly be a green day. If he has like no news, I think it will still be a green day, as long as nothing bad happens in the war. So I'm looking forward to it. If you are a channel member, be sure to check out that MSTE video. You can watch it tonight. You can watch it tomorrow. You can watch it next week if you really want to. But it's a good one. It's really a good one. And that'll be available for the rest of you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. And we'll be back here with a market close, of course. We'll do this all over again. But before we drift off into the sunset, I do have 2 things I want to say before we end this whole thing. And that is bye-bye.